Hey, welcome back to Minecraft Through the Night. A new home in Bethany. A new old home in Bethany. I'd like to tell you a little bit more about what I have done today and the effects of what I have done today, past few days. Yesterday, so this house, when it has gotten cold at night, the house gets cold and there's a cold draft. And especially noticeable at night when I'm lying in bed in the master bedroom, which is on the southeast corner of the house. And I think the changes I have made by putting in these basically cold frames in each of my, I have very large windows in each of the three bedrooms and in the front dining room. I'm not sure this is unusual. I'm not sure they're unusually large, but they're very large windows. They're wider than they are tall. And they're the single pane aluminum windows. In many cases, the glazing has broken out and has not been repaired. Oops, wait a minute. Oh, that's why it didn't work, because, okay, where's my, there we go. Oh, what happened to my, okay, I've got, I'll have to wait till I get home. Oh, flipping heck. Why did I open this? Roller skates. Alright, I'm going to leave those. Actually, just in case I haven't gotten them yet. Okay, there they are. But I won't use them. They're a pain. I mean, all surfaces become slippery. You know what? Okay, fine. Fine, I'll take them. What is that? A yucca sapling. Okay, we are back to Mule. Is that right? Yes. We're back in Mule. We need to head northeast. Far to the northeast. 20. Well, there's Starlight's about halfway. So let's head to Starlight. Can we see them? We cannot. Okay, that's okay. We know where they are. So what I'm trying to say is, I think the changes I made, I felt like yesterday the house was already warmer with the three endos in place. I think the house was already warmer yesterday. And it feels warmer today. And I hear the furnace running less today. Now, that just might be because it's not as cold today. I don't know. I mean, that might be it. But subjectively, I feel like the changes I made are already having a positive effect. So I feel better about it too. I'm kind of nervous about these things. That might shock you. It might shock you that I'm nervous, but you know, like, dog, you ever housed before? I mean, I have housed before. But you know, it's sort of like, I'm a nervous kind of a guy. I'm not an expert on any of this stuff. I'm not an expert duct installation guy, you know. Even if I was, all the stuff around it, you know, there's the copper lines running to the AC. There's the electrical crisscrossing around the attic. I mean, what the heck is all that stuff? I mean, come on, man. I'm not a houseologist. I guess I'm studying up to become one now, but but anyway, yes, I am nervous, and I think reasonably so. And after doing the work today, I had the furnace turned off while I was working upstairs because I'm so nervous, and I'm so nervous. It's so gross to be working in the attic, and you're working around the furnace, and the furnace comes up. I'm like, oh no, man. Natural gas fire, no, not for me, bro. Anyway, I'm exaggerating, but it does make me very nervous. So I turned it off, and I turned the thermostat off. I replaced the thermostat many days ago, by the way. Not many moons ago. It has not been. It's only been 2 moons since I moved here. Not even 2 moons. Less than 2 months. We're not even at 2 months yet. So I turned off the thermostat so that the furnace would not come on while I was working up in the attic. And anyway, I put in all the ducting and everything, and because there's a meteors. Should I label this? Pretty easy to see now that we know what we're looking for, right? Yeah, pretty easy to see. Okay, it's pretty much due west of the starlight. The boss. And not sure what more I was going to say about it, but when I was done with everything, I inspected the furnace. I think that's super important to do. Welcome to Mechanism. Oh, that's my first osmium in this mod pack. Okay. Super important. The furnace. Man. Furnace and electrical. It's kind of like messing around with the fuel system of your car. Something you don't mess around with, right? You check it, you double check it, you triple check it, you turn it off, you work on it, you check it while you're working on it. You check it, make sure it's getting a good night's sleep. You ask it if it's had its, if it's had its morning coffee yet, You don't mess around with energy sources. It's School of Hard Knocks talking right here. So I whoa. After I was finished working, I went up. I checked out the I opened the furnace up to look at the furnace filter, which is it's on my furnace. I have a downdraft furnace, which is it pulls in the return air from above, in my case the attic, and it runs it through the furnace and sends it out below. My goodness, still a long way. So cross this frozen lake, go around to the north, and then follow the river, and then cut across the Crimson Plains. Okay. Did you get all that? Not really? Okay, it's fine. We can always check them out. I double checked so because I was hugging the ducts upstairs, and the ducts are metal. They're made of I don't know if they're steel, tin. They might be literal tin. They might be aluminum. They were not. They were. They were. It's not like hugging a battleship. You know, they weren't like hard. They had some flex to them. You know, if I'd lean on them, put some weight on them, they would, bend a bit. So anyway, so in the process of working on all these ducts, from each of the three bedrooms has a duct housing, has a duct box. Each has a return grill in the ceiling, which leads into basically a 1 foot by 1 foot squared opening by 2 feet deep, and that there is a attachment to the round ducts, the actual ducts that go from room to room and thence to the across the attic to the furnace. So my 3 bedrooms are on the east side of my house, northeast, central, and southeast east side of the house. Is this the first night? I think it is. So I had duct running from the northeast corner of the house down to the central bedroom, and from the central bedroom to the southeast bedroom. And somewhere in between the central and the southeast bedroom, central east and southeast bedroom, there was they joined into a large duct that went to the furnace, that traversed the house to the furnace. So I think I go around this, and I'm almost, probably, let's go up here to this river. Let's turn left, go straight north. We'll follow this frozen river, and that will lead us directly to our home in the lighthouse. So I had my thought process, my penciled tentative plan, my plan, if you will, was to wrap my insulation underneath each duct, and so that the opening is on top, and then use these very long plastic ties, tie wraps I used to call them. Tie wrap is a trade name, and kind of like Xerox, that's what we used at work at AT&T. We just call them tie wraps, but they're plastic ties, very long plastic ties. I had accumulated quite an assortment of them. I think I overestimated, overcalculated, overmeasured there's our place, both the circumference of the pipes, the diameter of the pipes, as well as the length of all the pipes, the duct piping. So consequently, I had extra materials, both tie wraps and insulation material. I had quite a bit of insulation material left over, and better to have a little bit too much than to not have enough, I guess. I would not want to be up in the attic and then realize I need to go out to Lowe's or Ace Hardware and buy some more, Yeah, that wouldn't be cool. You just want to get the job done while you're there, right? While you're doing the dirty work, you want to get it done. At least I do. So I had enough material, and I had some left over, and I left it all up near the attic stairwell. But I started in the northeast bedroom, worked my way south, and the first thing I did, I used it's going to be hard for me to talk while I do inventory sorting, I think. I'm going to want that axe back, I think. And I think our armor will go in here as well. And I'll put these weird gems in there too. And animal stuff, so we're going to go up here. Where does dirt go? Here, I guess. Okay. Okay, now backpack. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Not. But we'll get through it. Orchard sapling. I'm going to take that out and plant that right now. Is it already nighttime? Just very dark in this place. Okay, now we got an orchard sapling growing. That's what we bought from the wandering trader. Should I plant source berries? I typically like to plant them out of the way. Place where I'm not going to be running up against them and causing myself a little issues. From the first thing that I did was to use plain bubble wrap along the entire bedroom side of the ducting, and then I doubled back with the bubble wrap, and then I branched off onto the main line. So I used bubble wrap and I tied it around the ducts. And once that was tied around, once I used up all the bubble wrap. Now, the reason I used the bubble wrap in the first place, Ars Nouveau. Okay, let's put this stuff. Let's put, the applied energistic stuff right here. I've already got the Certus quartz there, so yeah, let's put that there. Where do I want paper? I'll put it there, I guess, with the Ars Nouveau. And a saddle. Where's a saddle? I'll put it up here with the armor. Ars Nouveau, that. Okay, iron stuff, you're going to go with Ars Nouveau for now, I guess. Elderberry, oh, yes, they're going to go there. probably going to put the wood. You know what? Let's put the wood with the plant material. Like I should have done originally, probably. Scroll. Okay, you're going to go there. Chalk. You're going to go there. Pottery. I'll put pottery stuff up here with the copper. And can you believe it? We're almost sorted here. Crystallized mineral. I guess for now we'll put it here. Books. Okay. And arcane essence. Put it here. Okay. Wow. Finally, I can have a moment to kind of think for a second here. There we go. Now, okay. Now we got an organized backpack with slots. Okay. Whew. Nice. Alright, sleep through this night. And one more day here. I wish I could. If there was a way. Okay. Magnet. I'm sure I've got magnet supplies. Magnet. Ooh, a ring of magnetizing. Well, this is what I want though. But I need an ender pearl. Oof. I don't think I have one of those yet. Okay. Mining gadgets. You don't need an ender pearl for that. But you do need a mining gadget, which I don't have. Ender pearl. Well, let's double check. Maybe. I don't. Do not have an ender pearl. Okay. Why is my coffee up here? I know why it's up there. I couldn't think of another place for it. Let's put it down there. Ender pearl. Okay, what was the other thing I was thinking about? Not just a magnet. I was thinking about. Oh man! I was going to bring the iron hammer with us. What else was I gonna do? Start smelting some of this stuff. Cook it down. Something about a waystone, waystone. Let's take that and we're gonna go boop. Lock it to the hot bar. Waystone. Yeah, 4 ender pearls for a warpstone. Oof. A dragon's eye, what? Okay. It's in a loot crate. I mean, okay. Let's go back. A basic reward. Adventurer box. Oh, speaking of, we haven't got, I don't know if you can hear that. The wind. Wind is coming at us. Oh wow, I got 4 of these wild hunt items. Ooh. I'm not sure I've ever found a midnight robe before. I have found a space dissector. In the past. Sacred bomb. Bag of flawed gems, okay. Okay, maybe, is that it? Oh, integrated dynamics, okay. We got a book. And hexerai. Sage. Oh, I know what I was going to look for. And it's also going to require an ender pearl. And it just left my mind. Wow. Wow. Ah, it's back. It is XP experience. Experience. What? Something to hold it. This thing. Experience holder. And ender pearl. And blaze gold. Alright, well, let's get it on the crafting deal. And let us, I do have a diamond pick. Let us make a portal. Let's get obsidian. Let's go get obsidian. Obsidian. First, let's open these. Books can go there. Potions. Sacred bomb. Stops nearby. Okay. From spawning. Okay, that's cool. Okay. So obsidian. Let's go up. There's some beach sand up here. Let's go up northeast and see where it will bring us. Oops. You know what I also should do? Not a bed, not a bed. A cot? No, not a cot. A sleeping bag. Okay, I can make it. I can do that. Let's make a sleeping bag. And the bed can go here. Got chalk. It's gray though. Blue. Here's some light blue chalk. Okay. So, boop. And boop. And we have a light blue suit. Wonderful. Wunderbar. Wunderbar. Even. In a nutshell, I used up my regular bubble pack. And the reason I bought regular bubble pack in the first place is while I was looking for ideas, I was at Walmart. One of the places I went to was Walmart. As I was thinking of ideas for what I was going to do with how to insulate my ducts in the attic. And while at Walmart, I saw that a huge roll of bubble pack, like 2 feet wide, 25 feet long, or 50 feet long, at least 25 feet. It was like $10. And you compare the price to the stuff you buy at Lowe's or Home Depot, which is the aluminized bubble wrap, essentially. That stuff is at least 2.5 to 3 times the cost of plain bubble wrap. And I'm sure it's, the expense is justified. I'm sure it is. I have no doubt. But I thought, you know what, if I run short of material, I'll go ahead and just pick up this bubble wrap. Now this has been a week or more ago that I got the bubble wrap at Walmart. A couple of weeks, 3 weeks even. It's been a while. So I use that as my first layer, thinking to myself, if I put bubble wrap on, it will have some insulating value, and then I'll put the aluminized material around that. And so that's what I did. And I did work from the top instead of from the bottom because I simply could not get underneath the ducts. They had in some cases, the old insulation was packed tightly, wedged tightly underneath where it had fallen. And in some cases it was had just been set down on the joists, and I could not get up underneath the joist. I could get the tie wrap under the joists, but I could not get the actual aluminized bubble wrap insulation under the ducts, between the ducts and the joists. So, that was kind of difficult. What is this up here? Oh, that's a giant building we do not want to be involved with. I should put a break here. But I want to talk some more. I want to finish this thought, if I may. The bubble wrap, I used that until it was gone. Tie wrapping it down. And I felt like as I looked at it, I thought, man, this is already a big improvement over what I had, which was just the bare metal ducts up there in the attic, exposing the heated room of the air to the cold of the attic. And I think that's where I was feeling a great deal of the draft was flowing down from the duct vents overhead in the bedrooms. So that was the first layer. The second layer was coming back with the aluminized bubble wrap or foam or whatever they call it, man. It wasn't big bubbles bubble wrap, it was small bubbles bubble wrap or foam or whatever they call it. So that was the next step, was to wrap that stuff around it. And that was what took the most time. I really had to be careful because I was stepping on the joists, the vertically oriented joists, and I was walking across those, stepping across those, and I was kneeling on those. So, yeah, very grateful for my son's, when he came over to help me scope out the attic some time ago, he brought his respirator with him, which was a huge improvement over my mask, my old COVID mask. You can believe, I know you can believe it. That's what I still had that's what I was using originally, was the old COVID mask, the old N95, which I had kept and reused for so many years. Goodness, 25 years worth, almost 5 years. I hadn't used this one all this time, but it was one of the ones. It was one of the ones I was left with. So anyway, the respirator, and I wore the disposable throwaway black gloves with the nitrile gloves with the cotton lining. I typically get several uses out of those before they tear apart. And so that was my kit. I toyed with the idea of using goggles, which I do have goggles, but they're a poor fit over my respirator. So I just stuck with the respirator and went with my regular eyeballs. Also, the goggles get dusty and dirty, make it hard to see, and I kind of needed every advantage I could get up there in the attic. Just did not want to have issues while I was up there by myself. And I did have my phone in my pocket with me in my blue jeans, and I had what are you? You are a stray. Okay. Kablamo. Well, good to meet you, stray. I left my garage door open in case I had a fall and I needed to shout for help. And so I did not need to use my phone, did not have a fall, and all was hunky-dory. It was dirty, nasty work. And it took me a few hours up there, but I got it done. And, I did the bedrooms. I did the north to south bedroom runs. And then I did the east to west hallway run. Really, it wasn't the hallway. The hallway runs north to south as well. It was the east to west run from the bedrooms through the living room in up to the furnace. I do not have a return line in the kitchen, if you can believe that. I don't know why. but I don't. Just the living room and the 3 bedrooms. Even that seems like a lot. I would almost think, for simplicity's sake, it would just be the living room and the bedroom hallway, but no. Well, with that, my story is complete about the ducks. Thanks for joining me, and hope you're doing well. Hope you get some good sleep, and hope you come back to join me for some more stories about this old house, and Minecraft through the night. I'll see you next time.